Some of you asked for a review on solving equations and inequalities, so here are 4 examples. Pause the video if you want to solve these on your own. So I have a number divided by 3 plus 5.4 is equal to negative 3.2. I'm trying to get my variable by itself. So let's subtract 5.4 from both sides to start. When I do that, on the left side, I have r divided by 3 is equal to negative 3.2 minus 5.4, which is negative 8.6. The opposite of dividing by 3 is to multiply by 3, so I'm going to do that to both sides. When I do that, I'm left with r is equal to negative 8.6 times 3, which is negative 25.8. Next question, 28 divided by a number is equal to 5 minus 1.5. I can actually simplify this first. So I have 28 divided by x on the left side is equal to 5 minus 1.5, which is just 3.5. From here, I don't want x in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply both sides by x. When I do that, this cancels, so I have 28 on the left side equals 3.5 times x is just 3.5x. Last step, let me divide both sides by 3.5. So x is equal to 28 divided by 3.5, which is just 8. Inequalities, they're just like solving equations. So I have 5 minus 2t is greater than 3. First step, let's get rid of the 5 by subtracting it from both sides. What I'm left with on the left side is negative 2t is greater than 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Lastly, I still want t by itself, so let me divide both sides by negative 2. It's the opposite of multiplying. What I'm left with on the left side is t. On the right side, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. The thing I have to remember, though, is if I divide by a negative number, I need to flip or reverse my inequality. I might ask you to graph these solutions, so I have to think, well, I use a number line. Here's 1. What are values less than 1? Well, there's 0, negative 1, negative 2, and so on. My graph will start at 1. I don't include 1, so I use an open circle, and I draw an arrow in this direction. That represents all the values less than 1, but not including 1. Lastly, 3 times n plus 2 is greater than or equal to 11 minus 5n. The first thing I'm going to do is multiply this out. So I'm going to use the distributive method. 3 times n is 3n. 3 times 2 is 6, is greater than or equal to 11 minus 5n. You can go a number of ways from here. Let me just subtract 6 from both sides. If I do that, on the left side I have 3n. It's greater than or equal to 11 minus 6, which is 5, minus 5n. I still have n, or variables, on both sides. So I'm just going to add 5n here, add 5n here. Okay, and what that does is it gets rid of the variables on the right side. So I'm left with 3n plus 5n is 8n, greater than or equal to 5. Okay, last step, I need to divide both sides by 8. When I do that, I get n is greater than or equal to 5/8. You can change that to a decimal if you wanted. It's 0.625, but that's okay. If I want to graph this, I use my number line again. I'm looking at numbers greater than or equal to 5/8. Well, let's say I have 0 here, 1 here, 5/8 is about here. I'm including it, so I'm going to put a dot here, close dot. I'm thinking of numbers greater than 5/8, so that's like 1, 2, 3, and so on. So it's all the numbers in this direction. So that's how I graph my inequalities. Hope that helps.